Recording, everybody. Okay. Today is August 14th. And here we go again. Me going to say, I cannot believe this year is going so fast. But it is Tuesday. It is the middle of August. And tonight, for those of you catching the replay, I am sorry you couldn't join us. But I'm going to drop a few bombs on everybody because we are in the home stretch of the year, basically. There are just a few months left until everybody starts thinking about New Year's resolutions. And this right now is when we start building up people who are watching what we're doing. And so basically I have like a couple of things I want to talk about tonight. So the first one is, get ready because I'm going to give everybody a little bit of tough love. So like I told Amber, who laughed at me, cover up the delicate ears, put in your headphones, because there's going to be a couple, bombs dropped. The second thing I want to talk about, so I have a whole list, but and if I get to everything, fine. And if not, it'll just kind of spill over into next week. The second thing I want to talk about is fear, because we all have it. And it's a big part of what we do. And it's a big part of our lives, no matter if we're coaching or if we're, having our own transformation, or if we are just living our life, or if we are, trying to change our life or do something different or live our life or talk to people or not talk to people. Like, fear is everywhere. And I want to talk about that. Then the third thing that I want to talk about, so I'm in Melissa's Emerald Mining group, which, you guys, if you are not in it, you're missing out. I'm learning a ton in there. But she shared a video. Rachel Hollis has been doing these videos, and Melissa's obsessed. And so like every day there's a video from Rachel Hollis. But there was one where she talks about sharing, and she talked basically about like selling through your story. And so I want to talk about stories and creating your own story and storytelling and how important storytelling is. So those are the three big things. So here we are. I'm going to start with number one, which is a little bit of tough love. If you're not on this call, I want you to ask yourself, why not? I realize, if you have bad service, or if you are on vacation, or if you haven't been checking your messages, or, whatever happens to be. But these calls, they happen every week. This is a chance for you to plug in with our team. And so I want you to ask yourself, what do you want from this business? Like, we're all in this group because we are working our business. And if you're working part-time, that's great. If that's what your goal is, if your goal is to, cover your shakes or help a couple of people, awesome. But are you doing that? Like, are you really doing that? Are you saying, I just want to help people? Or are you saying, I just want to cover my shakes, and then not doing it? Like, are you putting in the energy and effort, which would include things like getting on calls and, maxing out the points in the challenge group, being in the challenge group? Like, these are all things that we need to be doing as coaches. And if you're not doing those things, which are the easy things, then expecting yourself to have the tenacity and the energy and the mindset to do the hard things is going to be hard. I mean, I'm sorry, like, I feel like I'm yelling, and I am yelling. Amber's like, no, you're not yelling. But basically, like, what do you want from this business? So when I post this replay, after you watch it, I want you to comment in the comments and tell us, this is your accountability. This is your business accountability. What do you personally want from this? Because we all want to be here to support you, and, we all want to support each other. So tell us what you want, and then we can support you and help you achieve those goals. So then, like, so this is what I've had to ask myself. Like, so on September 24th is going to be my 2-year coaching anniversary. And, I'm going to ask myself, like, and I ask myself now, am I as far along right now as I felt like I should be? 2 years into this? And the answer is absolutely not. Like, I expected to be working from home and doing this full time. And, I have big dreams, and I had big dreams when I started. I came into this saying to myself, okay, like, I don't want to do another job. This is the job that I want to do full time. I want to work from home. I want to help people. I want to make enough money to replace my income. And we hear stories from coaches like Melissa and Tony and all of these other coaches who, hey, Melissa, they've retired themselves, and they did it fairly quickly. And the difference is they worked for it. And I did not work for this the first, couple of, months, like year and a half, I guess. I did not work that hard. I thought I was working hard because my first couple of months, I was a success starter. I basically was lucky because, people approached me, and I thought that's how it was going to be. And then, like, when it got hard, I got discouraged, as we all do. But I stuck with it, which is why I'm here now, and which is why now I am putting the pedal mashed down to the floor, and I'm 100%, like, I'm right now, I don't feel like even right now I'm giving it 100%. I feel like right now I'm giving it maybe 90%. And I need to do better because I have goals that need me to give it 120%. So ask yourself that. If you're not where you want to be, ask yourself, what real effort are you putting in, and what real action are you taking? So that kind of leads me into the first part of this, which is fear, because I've faced a ton of fears over the last 2 months since June, when I did that Josh Coates training. Like, doing that training just basically, like, it ripped a Band-Aid off, kind of. And I realized that I've been letting my fear hold me back, and it's totally selfish because I am afraid of what people think of me. And that is selfish because people don't care about me, and people don't care about what I think of myself, because they are so obsessed with themselves and what they think of themselves that they don't care necessarily about me and what I'm doing, putting myself out there, which is a good thing for us. Like, it's hard to swallow, but it's a really good thing for us, because that means that pretty much no matter what we do, nobody's going to care, which is good, because we pretty much have to get naked and jump up and down on the street corner for somebody to care. And, like, that's kind of a cool thing, because I guess what I'm trying to say is every post that scares you that you want to make, people aren't going to think that, let's see, I'm having a hard time. Okay, let me tell you a story. This is going to tie into the second part, which is storytelling. Let's see, I guess it was maybe May of last year. My in-laws approached my husband about what I was doing. And they said, we think what she's doing is really weird. Like, she's being, basically they just, like, they're so anti anything that's not, like, going to a 9-to-5 job, working, being really, like, superficial on Facebook, things like that. So they approached my husband, not me. They approached my husband, and they said, we think what she's doing is really weird. Like, she's being really, like, salesy and pushy and all of these things. And it threw a big old wrench in my confidence. And I basically, like, shut down, and I got, like, really scared to put myself out there. And so every time I do a post, I would block my mother-in-law, I would block my sister-in-law, I would block my father-in-law from seeing that post. And there was just so much fear, because it made me so upset that somebody would say something like that. And it kind of, like, shut me down until basically earlier this year. After a while, I just kind of, like, was like, okay, well, my posting style has changed, and so I'm not going to block them anymore. And I don't even know if they see them. And honestly, right now, I don't even care, because they don't matter, because they're not the people that I'm trying to reach out to, because they're not my coaching health community people. So the point of that story is that this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, the point of that story is that the people, so now they don't care. They absolutely don't care because they're used to seeing me post all the time. Basically, like, I've become like white noise to them, I assume, because I haven't heard anything for a year. And that's the thing. Like, if you are a blip on somebody's radar and they don't like you and they say something to you, unless they are like weird and obsessed with you in some weird way, you're not going to stay on their radar, because they're either going to get used to your posts and it's going to just become like somebody else's post and they're going to get used to it. B, they're going to say, actually, what she's doing is kind of interesting and maybe I want to find out about it. C, they're going to unfriend you and block you, which is fine because they're not your people. Or, one of those three things is going to happen, which means that in the end, it doesn't matter what you post, because one of those three things is going to happen. Maybe they'll become a coach. Maybe they'll become a customer. Maybe they'll block you. Maybe they'll ignore you. Those are your options. So by allowing yourself to not post and not be as real as you are being selfish, because some other person is going to see that and you are going to connect with them. But by being afraid of what other people feel, what you think other people are going to feel, or think or say or do or judge or have an opinion about, is taking away what you could potentially give to somebody else. And it's so hard. I get it, because like I have been there and I've been in that place of fear, and I've let that stop me from posting, and I've let that stop me from reaching out, and I've let that stop me from connecting with people and inviting people and, sharing with people how I feel and how I have changed and how, healthy I am and how much this, personal development has changed my life and how I eat better and how my family is healthier, all the stories that we have. I have let that fear get in the way of me being as helpful as I can be, which is kind of hard, because I think to myself, like, how many people would I have reached by now if I had not pulled back and if I had not let that fear control me? And I mean, like, I remember just feeling this kind of paralyzed fear because I knew I had so much to share and I was so afraid to share it, and I was frustrated because I wasn't getting where I wanted to get, and I was not hitting Success Club, and I was not helping people. And that's fucking frustrating, because it's like you just so desperately want something and you're in your own way. Like, it's awful. But there is good news, because if you're the only thing that's standing in your way, then you have all the control to get out of your own way. You just have to do it. Like, there isn't some sort of secret sauce of doing it. It's just like, you just have to like swallow that fear and just go and work through it. And I don't know if somebody told me this or not. Like, I can't, if it's the only way that I have been able to get over this fear of reaching out to people and hearing no and bothering people and all of the preconceived notions that I have, has been literally just to do it. Like, I write myself out a script for the invite that I'm going to do, and I basically just like blindly send it to people. I know that sounds really crazy, but it's been fine. I don't know of anybody that's unfriended me because I haven't checked. And if they have, I don't care. But it's like, I've basically like done so much more than I think that I am capable of doing, because I have to. It's the only way that I can do it. I have to do more. Like, if I if I feel like, maybe a goal of mine should be like invite 5 people a day, I have to do more than that, because once you start on that, like, you build all this momentum. So if you start inviting, 5 or 10 people a day, then you're just going to keep doing that. Like, it's the momentum that grows, and the only way to work through the fear is to do it, because the more you do it, the less scary it feels. And pretty soon it's like nothing. Like, I invite 15 people in the morning before I even get to work, and I'm done. And it's awesome. And I feel so amazing. And then the rest of the day, I just like check in with people. And then I still go back and I still invite more people. And you guys, I have like 40 people on my team in Tony's challenge group. I'm going to be at Success Club this week. My goal is, 10 for the month, but like, I have no doubt I'm going to get there. I'm talking to my diamond corporate mentor, like all these things that I was afraid to do. You do it. You just have to do it. And I know we hear this from, all of these personal development people, like, Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins, like no relation, but all of these different ones, and Rachel Hollis, and whoever else, Jen Sincero, all of these people that we listen to, and, you're a badass, and girl, wash your face. And like, they're telling us that all we have to do is take the action and work through the fear. And that's what we have to do. Like, it's kind of, we have to just like shut it off. I don't know how to explain how I do this, but it's like, it started out with me setting a timer, because when you're kind of in that frenzy of like beating the timer, you can only think about so many things, and you can't sit there and overanalyze, and you can't think about what's going on in your life, and you can't think about, what people are going to say to you, and you can't think about the right thing to say, or if it's going to be the right thing, or what people are going to think of you. So the best way to do it is to get a script that you like for yourself, set yourself a timer, and just go through the conversations in your messages, and just be like, hey, and have your script say something like, hey, and we were just chatting, so that's why I thought of you. And just make it generic enough that you can send it to a lot of people, but write it out in your own words, and just send it. And that's how you do it. That's how you have to get over the fear. You have to do it. You have to just do it so much that you're not afraid anymore. I mean, it's like anything else in life. It's like, you have to, if you're afraid to, I don't even know what. I used to have like fears about crazy things. And now I can't even think of them. Like, you just have to go, you just have to do it. Like, this is homework. This is homework for tonight. I want you to write a script and send it to me. So when I get up in the morning at 4 a.m., I expect to see a script from everybody who's in this group for what you're going to say and what you're going to send out tomorrow. Okay? Good? Thumbs up? 2 thumbs. Awesome. 3 thumbs. Got it. Okay. I will also put my script in the chat for what I use. Okay. Yes, Amber.
Can I just add something really quick? When me and you used to talk back in the day, like it was that long ago, back in the day, about fears about, remember when me and you both decided that we were just going to start being us?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck the scripts. I'm about to say all the curses. Sorry. About to use all of my sentence enhancers. There was something that I told you, and I don't know if you remember this, but it's something my dad taught me growing up. And it really became freeing with me as far as being afraid of what people thought about what I was posting. He said that there are people in this world that are going to get mad at you because you're serving fried shit for dinner. And then they're going to get mad at you because you took the piece that they wanted. These people will never be happy. So don't worry about those people. Those people that get mad at you because they think you're serving fried shit to them and then get mad because you didn't serve the fried shit they wanted. Those are not your people. They can take a hike.
Yep.
The other thing is, you need that consistency that Ilana is talking about. if you make a post and it's real and it's you and it's what we're excited about, and someone looks at that and they're like, huh, that was weird coming from her, but then they see it again tomorrow, and they see it again the next day, and they see it again the next day, and then 3 months from now they've been seeing it consistently, it's no longer, huh, that was weird coming from Amber or Alana. You know, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, she's totally been working out, and look at how much progress she's made. So even if it seems weird, and sometimes people will ask you like, what's that like thing you're freaking doing, or oh, I didn't know that you were into Beachbody, like people have maybe preconceived notions about a lot of this stuff. If they see you being consistent and that it didn't kill you, or that you're not like robbing people blind, then, you know, it's going to help. That consistency is going to help mold their idea of what it is. And then that helps you. So it's better for you to be consistently you and excited about this than tiptoeing in it and going, oh, I'm brave, I'm going to jump in that pool, and you send out a post and then you don't do it again for another month like this one. Then people are like, oh, here she goes again, that freaking Beachbody stuff, and it's going to cause more of a negative impact than it does a positive one. But it's worth it to jump out there and do it regularly, because it works. It's been freaking proven that it works.
Exactly. Yeah, Melissa, yeah. Oh, do I need to hear? Let me unmute you. I am unmuting you.
Oh,
okay, go ahead.
So I have a friend, she's a Rodan and Fields girl, and I worked with her. We worked in pharmaceuticals together, but she does this on the side, and just like I do. And I think every month she sets a timer, or maybe it's every 2 months. I'd have to look back in the conversation. And it's like, hey girl, you know, how are you been doing? And, you know, I just want to let you know about these specials. And I'm like trying to avoid that. Like, how do we avoid that? Because I mean, I'm sure she's successful because she's a very intelligent woman and she's obviously got a system that's working for her. But I haven't done that before. When I invite, it's like in a conversation, it's kind of I invite everybody. There's no one I haven't invited. I invite everybody. I'm not great at follow-up. Oh, shoot, my battery. Hold on. My battery's low. Sorry. But I'm trying to avoid that. And I don't know how, I want to see your script because I want to see how you do it. Because
yeah, definitely. Well, actually, I'll just read you what my script is right now, and then I'll also throw it in the thing. Okay. So basically, like, I have, okay. So most of the people right now that I'm adding are like either friends of or in this like moms group that I'm in. So I basically say, hi, this is, so like, oh no, sorry, that's the wrong message. Forget that. Okay. So when I invite people, I just say, hey, I'm in the middle of getting people lined up for a fitness challenge group next month. Would you want to join me? If not, no worries. I just thought of you since we've been chatting.
Okay.
And that's basically it. And it seems to work great. But it's in my voice.
Copy and paste then.
Yeah. No, you can totally use it. If you feel like if you truly feel like it sounds like you, please use it.
Yeah.
But but otherwise, tweak a couple words or add something in or take something out. But it's so kind of like innocuous and like, nobody feels like it's a Hey Girl script, first of all.
Right.
Which
that's what I'm trying to avoid, the Hey Girl script.
Right.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know she's a nice person, and I mean, honestly, like, I mean, nothing against her, but I'm just trying not to be that generic, I have to be me. So.
Oh, totally. I had a Mary Kay girl, like every couple of months. Exactly. She would it was like a novel that she would text me. And it was like, hey, and I have all these specials, and like this product is this price and this product is this price. And like, that's not what we're doing. We're saying, hey, I want to help you get healthy if you're interested and if you're ready. And I have a group that I'd love you to join me, and let's do it together.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels so much more real than, hey girl, I have eyeliner on sale for $39.95 this month. Like, whatever. Does that help?
Yeah, it helps.
Okay,
helps.
Cool. Okay. So the next thing I'm not going to get to stories tonight. Like, we don't have time for that. But next week, stay tuned. We're going to talk about how to share using a story next week. So, as we start to get used to this, so like Amber said, like be consistent, do this every day, invite people, post what is you, post the real you, the deep you. And Amy and I had this conversation too. And like Amber and I've had this conversation, like be real, because when you're real, you're more passionate, as opposed to if you're just and so like, if you just put up a facade. So the first time I had this conversation with Amy, like we kind of pinned it down to being like, when you aren't real and authentic, it's almost like on social media. So, okay, imagine this way. You meet somebody for the first time and you're like, hi, my name's Alana. I'm a mom and, I have 2 dogs, and you are hiding all of the crazy shit that happens. Like, this is all hidden because you're afraid you're going to scare everybody away with the crazy, right? But if you post that way, people feel that. If you post to hide the crazy, people are like, I don't connect with her because something is off. But if you post all of the batshit crazy cat lady, whatever it is, and you put it all out there, your people are going to be like, oh, I'm a crazy cat lady too. And they're going to get you, and you're going to feel better because you're passionate about what you're posting about your cat figurines or whatever it happens to be. And you want to share those with everybody in the whole world. But you know that not everybody loves cat figurines like you do, but the people who do are going to be your people. So you need to put all of that craziness out there on a regular basis, and people are going to get used to it. And the people that like it are going to like it, and the people that aren't going to like it aren't going to like it, and that's not your problem. So you need to be real, and you need to talk to your audience as though you're talking to your best friend who's also a crazy cat lady. Okay? Good? Thumbs up? Good. Okay. So kind of the end of this fear thing has to do with faith. I sent this to Amber maybe today or yesterday, but I've been listening to Jen Sincero, and she talks about faith. And actually, let me go back. My first week as a coach, I was listening to the National Wake Up Call, and Michelle Myers. Oh, I got it. A name. I got it. Michelle Myers, who lives in Asheville. She spoke at Summit. She's amazing, very inspiring. She spoke on the National Wake Up Call, and she said something that really, really struck me. And she said, faith and fear cannot exist in the same heart. You have to have faith in order to overcome your fear. Faith and fear cannot exist in the same heart. So going back to Summit this year, when I think it was maybe Amy Silverman or somebody, and she said, have faith till you make it, as opposed to fake it till you make it. Have faith till you make it. You have to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself more than anybody else believes in you, because nobody's going to believe in you like you believe in yourself. So I sent this to Amber earlier this week or today or whatever, 3 minutes ago, I don't remember. Okay, so Jen Sincero, this is from You Are a Badass at Making Money. So she says, faith, like all other facets of our mindset, is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The bigger the leap, the stronger your faith muscle needs to be. With the really big stuff, you're often required to hang on to the point where you think you've got nothing left, and faith is the only thing you have left. Staying steady, focused, and fixated on your faith when the shit really hits the fan is what marks the difference between those who are successful and those who fail. And that is so, so true. Like in this business, in order to have the success that we know we all want, we have to push ourselves to the point where the only thing we have left is the faith in ourselves, because we're so far out there beyond any comfort zone that we feel like we need to be in. Like talking to people and going live on Facebook and inviting people and asking people to pay us money to do things are like scary, scary, scary things. And we just have to believe that this is the right thing to do, because first of all, we know how incredible these products are. Second of all, the coaches who are ridiculously successful have told us that this is what we need to do. And third of all, like we've seen what happens when people just put themselves out there and kick ass. I mean, we all want to be that person who just like takes off. And the people who are out there taking off, they are not letting fear get in their way. They have faith in themselves. They believe in themselves, and they hold on so tightly to that faith that they can do it. And we all have to get to that point, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. Like we all are afraid, and we all, feel like we can't do it for, a whole laundry list of reasons that are, some of them are the same as other people and some of them are different than other people. We all have our reasons, but at the same time, they're all excuses in disguise. And when we have faith in our own abilities, my child is upstairs kicking the wall. When we all have faith in our own abilities and we have faith that the formula that we're following, that other coaches who are ridiculously successful have had success with, like there's no reason we should be out there trying to do anything different. It's like Tony said, and Melissa said, and all these coaches have said, like, there's kind of no reason for us to be running our own challenge groups if there's a coach in our upline who's doing it. Like, they have success, they have the time, they're working full time at this business from home. We are all doing this as a side job right now. And, maybe our goal is to work full time as a coach, maybe not, maybe we love our job, but we don't have the time to do all the things and run a challenge group and do all the things that we need to do for our business and come up with content and schedule posts. Like, stop. No reason to do it. Putting people in challenge groups that other coaches create and letting them do all the work because they have the time and energy and experience to do it, there's no reason for us to be doing anything different. And things like with Tony, like making use of Tony and getting Tony into the three-way messages and, sharing, doing the 10X calls with Tony. Like I do them every week now, and I get probably minimum three people a week in a chat message with Tony, and like it's starting to snowball, and it's starting to go places, and I've got people I never would have thought would be interested in coaching who are like thinking about it now. And I've got different people who just are I never thought would be interested in the products or interested in Shakeology or joining a group. It works. Do it. Okay. Yes, Melissa.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so a three-way conversation. I have never done one with, Melissa has offered, but yeah. I've never been in the position where I've either had to do one so I've never done one. So I don't even know what the benefit is. Can you tell me like what, from your perspective, or Amber, if you've done them too, what is the biggest benefit?
The biggest benefit is I get to learn. Mm-hmm. And
let them talk?
You don't say a damn thing. You just zip it and let them talk. Like with Tony, basically what happens is like we do our little 10X call, and then I say, okay, like if you have any questions, I'm going to put you in a three-way message with Tony, and we go. And I basically like introduce, and I'm like, hey, this is so-and-so, this is Tony. What questions do you have for us? And then I just like let Tony talk, because this is what he's been doing for 7.5 years. He is so much better at it than I am. He asks all the right questions. He presents all the right information in a really good way. And then I don't have to do it, first of all, which is a great bonus to me, because I'm always afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing. So it's kind of like I'm here. It's like I'm learning on repeat. So I've been in a bunch of three-way calls. I'm learning something new every time, but there's also a theme that I'm sensing and picking up of like, this is the kind of questions he asks. This is kind of like the style of his conversation. This is what works, and I see it working. And so then later on, when I'm in a position to do, one-on-one chats with people, like I do a lot, I don't feel like, oh my God, I can't do it because Tony's not here. Like I can do it. Like it gives me the confidence because I basically just repeat what he's been saying for the last 3 weeks.
Gotcha. Does
that make sense?
Yeah.
It's so helpful. So helpful.
And how do you pose at what point do you introduce that three-way conversation, when they're ready to buy or when they're asking pricing? Or
when they're asking questions, they'll ask a question. I'll be like, hey, there's a coach on my team who has a lot of experience with this. Can I put you in a three-way message with them?
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's really, really simple.
Do you set aside a specified time for that three-way chat? Or
no, because Tony is available like 24/7. He doesn't need to sleep. So okay. Is that good? Did that answer your question, Melissa?
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay. That is it as far as like what I wanted to, the one point that I wanted to cover today. So just kind of to wrap up. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to do. Okay. If you're not on this call, if you're watching the replay, I want you to really and all of us, like we all need to do this. So this applies to everybody. Really seriously take a good look at what you want from this business. Not what you think you can do, but what you want to do. What would your ideal life look like? And are you doing the things right now that are going to get you there in the time frame that you think you should be there? Because I've been a coach for 2 years now, and I'm not where I think I should be, but I also have not been doing what I should be doing until recently. I can really confidently say that the last couple of months, I really feel like I'm actually putting in the work and actually I'm earning the, Success Club points or elite points or, all of these different things. Like you guys, I have an elite tracker now because I want to be elite. I want us to be an elite team next year. So I have a tracker and I'm like training myself to use this tracker because January 1st, like it's balls deep. Like I'm going for it. Sorry, I saw a little like head walk by while I said that. Okay. So are you doing the things that you are going to get you to your goals, or are you still very much afraid to do that? Are you afraid to do the invites? Are you afraid to reach out to people? Are you afraid to talk to people? Are you afraid when people ask you questions? Because that's a big one. Like up until like last week, you guys, I would get scared when people would say, well, how much is it? And now I'm like, oh, they're interested. Like, oh my God, they're asking me how much it is because they're interested. Like that's how much my mindset has shifted. Like I used to be like, oh my God, I'm going to tell them the price and they're going to run away. And yes, they all ran away because that's how I felt about it. But now people are like, how much is it? And I'm like, let me tell you. Sorry. So that's number one. Ask yourself if you're where you want to be in your business, what you really want from your business. And then the second thing is write out a script and send it to our group chat. And this is going to do a couple of things. You're going to have a script that you like. You're also going to see what other people are going to write and you're going to get some ideas. And then you can go back and tweak yours. Then tomorrow morning, you're going to start using that script. And let me give you a pointer. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink your script because, again, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If somebody's interested, doesn't matter what you say, they're going to be interested. And if somebody's not interested, it doesn't matter what you say, they're not going to be interested. So just put a script together, get it so it sounds pretty good. I don't even read that script anymore. When I read it to you guys, I was like, that's interesting. Is that what I said? I don't even care. And I still use it. And people still respond to it and people don't respond to it. It's fine. So share your script in the chat. And then tomorrow morning, when I wake up at 4 a.m., I want to see everybody's script in the chat. And then I want you to go out and start using it tomorrow. And I want you to invite as many people as you possibly can. Just like sit down, set a timer, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. That's how I started. And it gets you on a roll. and just keep doing it and repeat. Just keep doing it, because the only thing that's going to help us in our businesses, it's the only thing that's going to help us grow our business and get people in our challenge groups and get, the information out there for people to make decisions about what they want to do, is if we invite them and if we get them into challenge groups and we get them on a coaching call. If anybody wants to get onto a call, I'm doing a call with Tony, 9 p.m. Eastern Thursday night. I'm doing one of our short little 10X calls. If you want to get on, if you want to invite people on, please do. Let's get people on there, and then you guys can get in a 3-way message with Tony. I don't know if he's okay with it. I don't really care. I'm sure he's fine with it because we're all in his downline. So 9 p.m. Eastern, invite people to that. Say, hey, I'll send you a script. I'll send you a script. Don't tell them that. Okay. Questions? Concerns? No? Okay. Thank you both so much for hopping on. Really, really, really happy that we do this every week, because I get all excited and fired up, and now it's 9 p.m. and I still have to do things, and I'm not going to do them because I'm going to work. Okay. Have an amazing evening, and I want to see those scripts, and I will send you mine and all the good stuff. Okay. Bye. Have an awesome evening.